Today is the 15th of July 2024. Okay, our last video we went back to the basics and we started looking on graphs, and I shared brought a graph. Okay, I showed you again by way of revision all the graphs that we've done. Okay, so if you're in foundation level, you can take part. You can look at last video, and if you're in the higher level too, you can use it as a revision guide. Now, today is our second video on graphs, and we want to look at quadratic graphs, which we have looked on several times. Okay, but because I want to build a bit on graphs from here, so I'm going to start from there as well. So this will be our second video. So I've just done the recap with you. Watch last video for the recap. Back to the basics on plotting graph. Okay, I did plotting of graphs with you if you've forgotten how to plot points, but it was mainly linear graphs, simple graphs, like the graphs that go through the origin, the x-axis, the y-axis, y equals 8, those kind of things. Okay, so now today I'll start out, we'll look at sequences. Okay, just this one. So we've done it. That will be our first term. That will be the difference. Okay, so 2 add 3 will give us 5. Add 3 will give us 8. Add 3, 11. Add 3, 14. So they can ask you to, if you know it's add 3, they can ask you to find the next two terms. Okay, but if they ask you to find the 100th term or 1000th term, we've done that as well. There's a way by which to go through that. Another starter, I'll bring it as a way of revision. The second sequence here, we subtract 10. Okay, so you can add, you can subtract. So, or you can divide, you can multiply. Okay, it's yours. Have to find out what is going on. Okay, so these simple things can come in your paper, whether higher or foundation. It can be the first question, just to start helping you think. Normally, the first few questions are simple questions, and sadly, because they are simple, you might end up making mistakes on that, because you might think, oh, I know this. So yeah, but at times, kids, be careful. Okay, it happens to all of us. 64 minus 10 is 54. Minus 10 is 44. Minus 10 is 34. Minus 10 is 24. So the sequence follow the pattern minus 10. So the next two terms, they can ask you to find that. Okay. The third one, add 5. So 3 add 5 is 8. Add 5 is 13. Add 5 is 18. Add 5, 23. So if they ask you to find the next two terms, you should be able to do that. Or if they eliminate the second and the fourth term, you should be able to also be able to find the right answer and put it in there. Fourth one, 10 add 5 is 15. Add 5 is 20. Add 5 is 25. Add 5 is 30. So as I said, they can ask you to find the next term, next two terms, or they can just leave some of this blank. And as long as you know it's add 5, you can just do that, okay? The fifth one, 100 minus 8 is 92. Minus 8 is 84. Minus 8 is 76. Minus 8 is 68. So here again, you can be asked to find the next two terms, or in between these terms, you'll be asked to find the third and the fourth term, or the fourth and the fifth term, or they can give you second, third, and then ask you to find the first term. So yeah, let's go to what we've been doing. So last lesson, we went back to the basis, okay? Now, quadratic graphs have the highest power of x to the power 2, okay? They are curved, okay? We saw that it's a parabola. We have videos on this. If today is your first time, go and look for those videos and watch. The highest power of the variable is 2, so I've circled it. So you have like y equals x squared plus 1. So that would be this thing. Immediately it is x plus 1, then it's linear, which we discussed in the last video. Y equals 3x squared plus 2, quadratic. Okay, y equals 1 minus 3x squared. Okay, even though the minus is affecting the x squared, it's still quadratic. Y equals 7 plus 5x squared. Okay, so you can still have 5x squared plus 7. Okay, y equals 4 plus x squared. X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals y. Y equals x squared minus 2x. Y equals x squared minus 3x plus 5. Okay. Always have symmetrical shape called parabola. So the S square graph, they have symmetrical shapes. Okay. If x is positive, you have an upward graph. You have an upward parabola like this. So if you have x squared, then you have an upward parabola, and the turning point will be here. Okay. That will be the minimum turning point. That is a graph you should be expecting. Okay, and this will be the smallest value, or the smallest y value you get on the graph. The parabola opens upwards. That is if x is positive. But if x is negative, like this graph here, y equals 1 minus 3x squared, then the curve will open downwards, and that will be the turning point. Okay, y will be greatest. The value of y will be greatest at this point. Okay, so we've sorted that then. So example, complete the table for y equals x squared. Okay, this is a simple graph. Okay, the x squared here is positive. Okay, if you have a graph y equals minus x squared, then it's going to open downwards. Okay, but here it is plus x squared, so it's going to open upward. Now they've given you intervals -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to use the table format. Okay, -3. So if x is -3, x squared will be 9, because -3 times -3 will be 9. If x is -2, y will be 4. Okay. If x is -1, y will be 1, because 1 minus 1 times -1 will be 1. If x is 0, x squared will be 0. If x is 1, x squared, which equals to 1, will be 1. If x is 2, x squared, which is y, will be 4. And if x is 3, x squared will be 9. Okay. Now from the table, when x is -3, okay, y is 9. These are the points you are going to plot. When x is -2, y is 4. When x is -1, y is 1. X is 0, y is 0. X is 1, y is 1. X is 2, y is 4. X is 3, y is 9. Okay, so I found the coordinates, okay, from the table, and I've written it down so I don't get muddied up. So when I'm plotting, I can plot straight from the table as it is. But if you are not sure that you muddy up, okay, just plot it, write it on the side. Okay, again, it's your answer booklet, and then use it to plot. So I'm going to use these points to plot the graph y equals x squared on the graph. And because the x squared is positive, I'm expecting the parabola to open upwards. Okay. So this is the graph I've got. This is the graph I've got now. Okay. A graph of y equals x squared. So on the y-axis, I have labeled it up to 9. Okay. And then on the x-axis, I have -3 equal intervals, and that's my origin. That's the x-axis. Okay. So let's use the coordinate. When x is -3, y equals 9. So I use a ruler, so that will be my point. When x is -2, y is 4. So you can use a ruler, okay, to get the accurate plotting, when x is minus 1, okay, y is 1. Okay, when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 4. And when x is 3, again, y is 9. So after plotting the point, I'm expecting a parabola. So it's a curve. So I'm not going to join it ruler to ruler. I have to use my free hand to try the best possible fit of a curve. Okay, there. Unlike the linear graph, you can use a ruler because you're expecting a straight line. But with this, and then because the x squared is positive, the graph opens upward. So this will be my lowest y value, which is 0, 0. Okay, and then I've labeled my x-axis, my origin. That will be my y-axis. A graph of y equals x squared. Okay, the date, this was supposed to be for the 10th, but now I'm using it for the 15th, okay, because we missed some days. Okay, so I'm just checking the dates, okay, so that I can reference that in my notes. Okay, so after plotting the points, the graph, the parabola, okay, the turning point on the graph is 0, 0. Okay, that point here is 0, 0. And then from the graph, what are the two values of x when y is 4? So you want the two values of x when y is 4. So last lesson, we saw the line y equals to 4. So y equals to 4 is the whole of this line. If you follow my pen, please. Okay, so there, actually I should have drawn a straight line. Okay, so the values, one value of x will be minus 2. The other value will be 2 when y equals 4. Okay, assuming they ask you to give the coordinates, those are the coordinates: minus 2, 4, and 2 and 4. But they are saying what are the two values? Okay, so they are not asking us for coordinates, they are asking us the values of x. So one value of x is minus 2, and the other value is 2. Okay, so we did back to the basis in our last graph. Go and watch. Okay, and then here today I'm plotting a parabola with you. Okay, I might come back and plot tomorrow another parabola with you, depending on the equation I find. Okay, or I might just do a downward one. Okay, I'll find an example, maybe y equals minus x squared, so that we can look at that as well. This is y equals x squared. Okay, and then we can look at y equals minus s squared. Okay, because the minus will make it open downward. We can learn something from that graph as well. Thank you for joining me in today's video, and I'll see you in the